Mr. Harper, Voice for Children. I see we've only got one question each. Just to start with, can I just make sure I'm not stepping on anybody's toes that none of the paid professional journalists have contacted you and asked you for any kind of an exclusive or a scoop or anything?
No, I've been contacted by one journalist in Jersey, and I think that was Chris Stone from the BBC, who emailed me. I gave an interview, I think, to BBC Jersey last week, but up until then, none of them had contacted me, no. So
nobody's asked you for an exclusive today. That's fine. So just want to get, if I've only got one question, now I know it's around the room, the room's full, there's about 20 people in here and a lot of journalists, and I noticed when you were talking about the skull and the fresh and fleshed bones when burnt, none of the local journalists were writing anything until I made it pretty obvious. And with all the evidence and facts that are in the public domain now, and what you told us this morning, that there's severe doubt that this is a piece of coconut, do you think that's going to make any difference to what the journalists write, because they seem to have made up their mind it's coconut in spite of all the evidence to the contrary? Do you think it's going to make a blind bit of difference what you said this morning to the way the journalists are going to report anything?
No, I mean, going on their past record, I don't think it will, because there is easily available written evidence and open source evidence that this respected anthropologist in Sheffield made this statement to an equally respected anthropologist in Jersey who recorded it, that these bones were fleshed and fresh when they were burnt and buried. Now that is a stark statement, and it is a statement which, if it was to appear as a headline in the newspaper might be accused of lurid headlines, but those are the words that anthropologist used. He said the bones were fleshed and fresh when they were burnt and buried. And yet that has been ignored. It's been ignored by Mr. Gradwell. That statement report seems to have disappeared. It was ignored by Mr. Workup. It's been ignored by BDO. And in truth, it has been ignored by the Jersey media. And
just on the first one, the child's skull, the media are reporting that you're adamant that there's absolutely no scientific data, no scientific evidence whatsoever that shows that this is a piece of coconut. Absolutely not, no. As I've said during my evidence to the scrutiny committee, the item was passed about in a laboratory which was only qualified to carbon date, to say what it was. When it came back to the anthropologist in Jersey, she was deliberately misquoted by Mr. Gradwell and by the media in Jersey as saying that she had changed her mind. Her written notes, which are easily available and which the media could have checked, quite clearly state that this is not the case. She said she cannot now be so certain as to what it is because it had changed its shape, texture, form or whatever, and that it would need to be scientifically examined. Now, I've never seen any statement or heard any scientific evidence which could be legally used to say that this item was wood or coconut. And of course, we have the company originally saying that they found, I think it was 1.6 collagen in this fragment, and that's never been explained either, how they could find collagen in this item, because collagen is only found in mammals and it's never ever found in either coconut or wood, so that's never been explained. Yeah, thanks. I don't want to push my luck, but so we can we'll see what the media report on this, or what they don't report on it, and thanks for your time.